Your turn. Use the following questions for discussion with a study partner, or write your answers for further practice. 1. What do you like to eat for breakfast? For lunch? How about for dinner? 2. Which do you prefer, coffee or tea? Do you drink it before, after, or with a meal? 3. The following foods are considered side dishes. What do you usually eat them with? Rice, potatoes, bread. 4. In your country, do most families sit down together at breakfast? What about at lunchtime or dinner time? 5. Brunch is a late morning meal. People eat both breakfast foods and lunch foods. Do you see how we formed this word? Breakfast plus lunch equals brunch. What would you serve me as a guest for brunch?
Do you understand if I say over dinner? If I tell you we're going to talk over dinner, it means I want you to sit down with me and we're going to talk while we eat. Let's talk over dinner.
To talk over a meal means to do so during the meal. In other words, you eat and talk at the same time. Any verb related to talking can be used. Examples. The tourists made plans for the day over breakfast. The bankers discussed business over lunch. The family shared stories over dinner. So you might ask, is to talk during a meal the same thing as to talk over a meal? Well, both during and over can mean from beginning to end. But during can also mean at some point within a period. So if we talked during a meal, it could mean that we simply spoke at one point between the start and the end of a meal. Over suggests that eating was less important than talking. So the two activities ran parallel, but one was more important than the other. At least that's my understanding. Let's look at our 3 examples again. I would argue that in each situation, eating the meal was not as important as the other activity. The main activities were making plans, discussing business, and sharing stories. Again, I would argue that eating was secondary.
Thanks for watching and happy studies.